didn't. Leap doot. Dogag, dogaga. Eobo. Samoin governs. Better than the reboot. Peed. I need to be careful how I say this. Peed hours. Ruined gelaptia. And lastly, let's come. The laid cake. How did you get on? Do let me know in the comments. I'll just show you a couple more that you would never have got. Revive! What the hell is this? I asked for Resident Evil, and this is what I got. Lemao! Goom. What's this game? Goom. Lastly, though, one we all recognise, it's Sims. The Sims. Just a heads up, YouTube really don't like this video, so I've had to go through censoring the odd word here and there with this ding. To keep them happy. All worth it though, because this video is very funny. I remember watching Titanic as a kid, and Jack referenced a one-legged prostitute. I asked my mum what a prostitute was, and she said it was someone who sold their body. For the longest time, I thought prostitutes cut off their body parts, like their legs, and sold them out of desperation. A couple of years later, I had a camp counsellor who was a double amputee. I very sincerely asked him if he was a prostitute. He didn't even respond. I still cringe so hard thinking about it to this day. I mean, I think we all did stuff like this as a kid. My mum was horrified when my little cherub face erupted with the C word, thinking it was on par with calling someone, I don't know, a twit, because you pick up bad words from films, songs, even YouTube videos. As a young girl, I heard the word testicles on Fear Factor. They had to eat bull testicles. One day, when I was about 5, my friend's dad was pushing us on the tyre swing. I yelled, "Wee! Hiya! It's making my testicles tickle!" I was in middle school. I heard this cool new word, and I had no idea what it meant. I thought I would try it out at home later that day. And when Mum asked me to take out the trash, I looked at her and said, "What do you think I am? Some kind of slut or something?" A Simpsons movie came out when I was 5. My dad let me watch it with him. The next day, we went to my parents' friend's house, and I screamed, "Bountiful penis!" because I stubbed my toe on the couch. Poontang pie. When I was younger, I heard The Rock say it, and the crowd would laugh. A great big piece of that poontang pie. So I just thought it was a funny type of pie. I asked my mum for some for Thanksgiving. I thought phallic meant gothic or dark for some reason. I suggested to someone at church that a coffin seemed kind of phallic. My mum walked into the room and asked what I was watching. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Charlie's dad had just got laid. Excuse me? Yeah, he got laid. I feel bad for him. Now they don't have any money. Oh, laid off. The expression is laid off. Not me, but my sister used to lap her drinks up like a dog. One time they forgot to bring her a straw at the restaurant we were in, and she loudly screamed, "Oh, guess I'll do it doggy style." This one kid on my block came up to me and my friends playing ball. He had a cramp or something and said, "Oh, man, I've got a boner in my rib." Not me, but a friend of mine used to say pap smear all the time, thinking it was just a synonym for when something gets obliterated or smashed. He'd say, "The guy totally just got smushed into a big pap smear." A little boy to his mother. Probably heard it on a gaming stream. Oh, clap your cheeks. One time when I was 11, I went to Blockbuster and saw a copy of Condemned: Criminal Origins for rent and asked my mum if I could rent this
Nah,
film
bro.
called Condemned: Criminal Orgies. I was around 7, I think. Careful. If you put on too much makeup, you'll look like a whore. When I was a kid, I used the word urinate instead of alternate. So I would always tell people I was urinating between tasks, and I would also tell people that when I grew up, I was going to urinate between New York City and my hometown. I used to confuse diary with diarrhea. You can imagine how this became an issue when I told my kindergarten class how much I love my diarrhea. Oh, it's just so pretty and has this fresh smell. I love writing and drawing in it. My mum gave me my pink diarrhea. Erotic. I confused it with erratic. When I was 7 or 8, my mother heard me call my brother's behaviour erotic and told me that the word it didn't mean what I thought it meant. She was right. Vagina. I watched The Last Austin Powers, and for some reason I related the word vagina with a gobble of a chicken. I went up to my mum, put my chin down to squish at my neck fat, and proceeded to ask, "Hey, Mum, does it look like a vagina?" When the South Park movie came out on VHS, I begged and begged my mum to let me watch it. She watched a couple of the earlier episodes and decided it would probably be safe. She regretted her decision when I asked curiously while having Sunday dinner at my grand's house what a clitoris is. Apparently once when I was like 2 or 3, I was off in the corner of the living room playing by myself when suddenly I looked up, waddled over to where my dad was sitting in his chair, crawled up into his lap, grabbed his collar and said in a rather serious voice, "I'm gonna knock the out of you." My mum politely asked my little sister to get up and grab something for her. While handing it to her, she replied, "My teacher once told my class that her son came home from his first day in school and said, 'Do you know what I learned today, Mum?' Brother-in-law at Thanksgiving. 'Hi, niece. Would you like some turkey?' Blonde head, blue-eyed 4-year-old niece. Turkey. Excuse me? Oh, didn't you hear? I said turkey. I thought was synonymous with honk, so you could your horn at someone while driving. Hey, babe. Let's honk. Lenny face emoji. A kid I know once used as a dinosaur noise. I was waiting in the car with my then 5-year-old daughter while her dad loaded groceries in the trunk. She looked at me all excited and said, "Mummy, I have a great idea. Let's surprise Daddy when he gets in the car and yell out, 'Hey, you motherfucker!'" I once told my grandma to off because I thought that's what you say to people when they're leaving. When I was pretty small, around 4 or 5 years old, I was in the car with my family and out of nowhere, I just called my grandma out of all the things I could have said, I called her a... When I was a child, and maybe 3 or 4, my dad was driving me somewhere. We got cut off, and my dad...
Why not draw with a random stranger? I just found this super fun app where you can team up.
Flipped them off and called them in head. Fast forward a few days, and my mother tells me to pick up a mess. I wasn't having any of that, so I flipped her off and called her in head. My daughter, 7, and I were driving one day, trying to make a left turn, but there was a guy on a bicycle in the way. From the back seat, I hear, "Now what's this?" 2 in. Once while we were stuck in stop-and-go traffic on our way home from daycare, my 2-year-old son said, "What a cluster..." Well, it wasn't wrong. Skull emoji. My little brother announced he had to take a booty call and ran to the bathroom during dinner. I thought a brothel was a soup kitchen. When I was younger, when someone would get in like an instant karma situation, I used to innocently yet enthusiastically